medical professional before participating in any activities offered by Chronically Awesome. Never rely on our content in place of seeking professional medical advice. By using this video, you agree that you are voluntarily using or acting upon our content. You also agree that, save where Chronically Awesome is at fault, your use of or acting upon the content is at your own risk, including, but not limited to, all risk to yourself of harm, injury or illness, and in particular any harm, injury or illness resulting from overexertion or exacerbation of any medical conditions caused by the use of the content. Always remember that, if you experience pain while using or acting upon our content, stop and consult your doctor or medical professional. Always warm up before a class and warm down after. You do not need to complete an entire class. You can always start with a short section and build up to completing a full class over time. Pace yourself and listen to your body. Most of all, have fun. Exercise should be empowering and make you feel good. If it's not fun, try a different style of class until you find something you enjoy.
Hello! So today we're going to work through all the different parts of our body in a general movement practice. Excuse the layers, it's a little chilly in here today, but we will get some heat flowing, so you might find me taking them off. This is a practice that has got a little bit of intensity about it, not too much, but if you are new to yoga and don't have a reasonable level of fitness, then this may be a little powerful for you, let's just say. There is a get out clause. I'm just going to set my little timer for 15 minutes. So if you want to give it a go and you feel like 15 minutes is enough, then there'll be a chance to exit or finish after 15 minutes, or you can continue with me for the full half an hour. So find yourself, we're going to start in a seated position. I'm choosing legs out wide today. I like to mix up my positions for seated. It gives me a chance to explore maybe where my weak points are within my body, but also when we get into a habit forming, that's quite nice in some ways because it helps us to settle, but it also means that we can sometimes switch off a little bit too much where we don't feel our body so much, and I really want us to get into our body today. So I'm going to pick my legs out wide, feet nice and active, because it helps me really. Already I'm aware of my body a little bit more than maybe I would be if I picked a little bit more habitual position, let's say. So you can pick whatever you like. You can lay down, you can sit up, you can sit cross-legged, whatever you wish to do, or you can join me with our legs out wide. And as you find yourself into that position, just let your hands land wherever feels comfortable for you. And initially you might start to feel a few kind of nagging areas already. I can feel my shoulders just starting to give me a little bit of awareness, a little bit of louder noises than maybe they were a moment ago. As I start to sink into my body, you might be feeling it somewhere else. Just become aware of those areas, and if you need to have like a little shift and a wriggle around, then go for it until you allow yourself to commit to a moment of stillness. And in that moment of stillness, just take a nice deep breath in. And as you do so, feel the crown of the head rise and feel the length of the spine draw through. And as you exhale, let that exhale gently release from your mouth. And as doing so, feel your shoulders drop away from your ears to give yourself a little bit more of a neck. Inhale deep into the belly, feeling the belly expand a little more, and at the same time feeling space being created between each vertebrae. And as you exhale, feel those shoulders slither down the back of the spine, creating a little more space in the neck, letting go of that tension that so readily sits there. This time as you inhale, take the breath and the awareness deeper than the belly. Feel it enter into the pelvic region, and maybe even become a little more aware of the legs. And if the legs are straight like mine, feel yourself extending those legs, feeling that awareness all the way down to the soles of the feet. And then as you exhale, feel those shoulders soften, feel your weight into your seat bones a little more. And one more full inhale, this time feeling every part of you just expanding, lengthening through the spine, lengthening through the legs. And as you exhale, softening the shoulders, relaxing the neck, feeling the weight drop into the seat bones, relaxing the thighs. As you next inhale, if you're laying down, gently roll yourself up to seated. If you're cross-legged, gently take those legs out to the side into a wide leg posture like me, so you join me in this wide leg pose. And as you exhale, one more sigh out through the mouth. On our next inhale, sliding our hands down the insides of our legs, cupping the insides of our thighs or knees, and feeling our chest puff slightly as we wrap our shoulder blades around behind our back. Feel that extent through not only the spine, but a little bit of length through the front region of the body too, the belly expanding. And as you exhale, gently roll the chin to the chest and really feel the back arch towards the wall behind you as you draw your shoulders forwards. Inhale, chest puffs forwards, head lifts, shoulders roll back, feel length through the spine, through the front torso. Exhale, rolling the chin to the chest and really feeling that back arch around behind you. As you next inhale, gently draw yourself up to a neutral position. Feel your shoulders slide down the back of the body. And as you exhale, check out the buttocks, feel the thighs, activate, feel the soles of the feet expand, maybe even give your toes a little wiggle. As you inhale, gently lift the right arm up. So we're feeling that right side of the body extending, sliding on the exhale, the left arm down that left leg. It doesn't matter if it can't reach the toes, wherever it stops, allow your body to come into that side stretch. Inhale, gently lift yourself all the way through, this time lifting both hands up towards the ceiling, feeling that body lengthen, same, feeling the energy pushing into the soles of the feet at the same time. And as you exhale, slide that right arm down that right leg and take that side stretch to the other side. Once more on each side. Inhale, draw the energy through center, feel fingertips reaching towards the sky, soles of the feet reaching away. Exhale, slide it, take that side stretch out. Inhale, draw it back up, reaching fingertips up towards the sky, lengthening through that spine. Exhale, take that side stretch. This time as you inhale, stay over to this right side, and you're going to turn the body to face that right leg as you rotate the body around to find yourself parallel with the floor. As you exhale, take a fold down. Now your hands may not be able to touch your foot, they may be resting on the floor, whatever feels good. As you exhale, notice if your shoulders are level or if one shoulder's picking up a little higher than the other. And if that's the case, gently try to even them out as you take that fold a little deeper. As you next inhale, take a peek towards your big toe on that right foot as you feel your chest expand out in front of you. And as you exhale, fold it down a little further. As you inhale, gently lift just a little bit out, not fully up. We're going to walk those hands across the floor and take ourselves all the way over to that left leg. If we can, reach the toes and take hold of the toes, same as what we did on the other side, or keep the hands on the floor. And as you exhale, take a fold over that left leg. Notice the shoulder alignment. Notice if you're kind of twisting through the body, see if you can get it parallel with the floor, keeping that right leg as active as possible so we're not forgetting about any other part of our body. And as you exhale, fold it a little deeper. Inhale, looking out towards your feet, walk those hands back towards you and gently draw yourself up to neutral, finding that central point. And as you exhale, sigh it out. Bend that left knee, and as you do so, bring the sole of the right foot towards the center. So the heel tucks in towards your pubic bone, sole of the foot comes in towards that right thigh. Keep extending that right leg away from you so you're feeling long through the body, and wrap that right hand round towards that left knee. We're going to take the left hand round towards behind us, so it's kind of resting on the floor just behind our left buttock. And as we inhale, twisting to look over that left shoulder, so we're looking around behind ourselves. At the same time, feel length through the spine, so you're creating space between each vertebrae, but keep that activity through that straightened leg. As you exhale, wring out the spine a little more, twisting a little deeper, finding that space. And as you inhale, draw yourself back to center, and at the same time, peel that knee up to place the sole of that left foot on the floor. Hook that left foot over the top of the right leg, and you're rooting that left sole down as you go. And wrap that right arm around, draw your belly between the thigh and the space that you're creating. A little deeper twist this time. Inhale, grow through the spine. And as you exhale, place that left hand round behind you, wringing it out. If you want to go further, you can take that right arm and hook it to the outside of that left leg as you twist it out a little deeper. One more full breath here. The inhale, growing tall, and the exhale, wringing it out. As you inhale, draw yourself back to point, looking out over that straightened leg, and take hold of that left foot with the right hand. Use your left hand as a little kind of resting post if you need to for balance, and then start to draw a circle with that left foot. Imagine your left foot is like a handle of a big spoon and you're stirring a pot of something gooey. So it's a slow movement. Each inhale adds to half the circle, and each exhale adds to half the circle. The leg may straighten, it may not be able to, that's absolutely fine. What you're focusing on is the movement in your hips, in your lower back, and also in this right shoulder as you feel it draw forwards and round. Feeling some freedom start to be created, and maybe the circle can gently get bigger as you breathe a little deeper. And then as you draw the leg out in front of you to as far out as it will go, again it might straighten, it may not, take a full breath. As you inhale, grow through the chest, and then slowly release that back hand to point out behind you to bring out the spine a little more. And as you exhale, slowly draw that shin in towards your chest, and if you can, cradle the leg like you're cradling a baby. Otherwise, hold the knee and the foot with each hand. Drawing that shin towards your chest. As you inhale, see if you can sit up as tall as possible. Notice, are you keeping all your weight in your left seat bone, and can you kind of even out that weight over the right seat bone too? Keep the breath deep into the belly as you draw that shin closer to your chest, puffing that chest forwards. One more breath like that. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the neck as you go. As you next inhale, take the leg back out away from you, and then reverse the circles. Now if you don't know which way you went, it's the way that feels the least natural now, because you would have gone for the easy option to start with. So just unraveling those circles, notice how it feels. Maybe close the eyes, following that movement of the hip, feeling through the shoulders. And then as you next inhale, turn the body to face back to neutral. Take that leg out to the side, wide leg posture. As you inhale, puff the chest, feel the crown of the head lift up. And as you exhale, take the fold forwards. I've got my hands still cupped on the inside of my leg, leading with my chest. You might pop your hands out in front of you, or you might take hold of your feet. Whatever you do, try to avoid a hunched back. So keep that heart open as you draw down. It doesn't matter how far you go, what you're looking for is a feeling of slight intensity starting to build, maybe in your buttocks, maybe in the insides of your thighs, maybe even in your lower back. One more full breath there as you feel that chest drawing forwards and also down. And then as you inhale, gently draw yourself all the way back up. Bend that right knee and draw the sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh, tucking the heel into your pubic bone as you go. Take that left hand, resting it on your right knee, and the right hand behind your back. Inhale, grow tall through your spine. As you exhale, wring out that spine, really feeling for that rotation and space to be created. Deep breaths. Each exhale takes you a little further into the twist. Inhale, draw yourself back to neutral, bending that right knee in, and then placing the sole of the foot down. You can lift the foot up and place it to the outside of that left leg, to find a little deeper posture. And we're going to go back into that twist, this time wrapping the arm around that right knee and taking the full twist, feeling that belly tuck into that space. Inhale, feel the crown of the head grow as you puff the chest, wringing it out all of the time. Feeling for where you can create a little more space. And then as you inhale, gently draw yourself back to center. Take hold of that right foot with the left hand, and like we did on the other side, we're going to draw a big circle with that right leg. It might feel different in so many variations, so just be aware of the difference in the feel. And again, half a circle as an inhale, half a circle as an exhale. And then gradually, as you draw that leg out away from you, it may straighten, it may stay slightly bent, but feel that edge really coming in. Feel the extension, feel that extension through that left arm. And then releasing that right hand, point it out behind you, look over your shoulder, deep twist here, really feeling that activation through the spine. And then gently bend the knee, drawing the shin towards your chest. You might hold the foot with your left hand, knee with your right hand, or you might take a little cradle as you draw that shin in, and we really feel through that right buttock and your glutes. And as you inhale, really extending through the crown of the head, feeling the length of the spine, relaxing your shoulders, breathing into that space. As you next inhale, start to reverse the circles. So again, like we did on the other side, if you're unsure in which way you went, notice the way that feels the least kind of easy. That's probably the way that you didn't choose the first time. Breathe in and out in a beautiful circular way as you roll through. And then as you inhale, slowly take those legs out to the side and find that wide leg posture. So for those that are kind of here for just the 15 minutes, this is your end. And I encourage you to sit here and just feel how that body has slightly shifted. 10 nice slow inhales and exhales before you jump up off your mat to continue. For those that are continuing with me, coming back to your breath as you do so. Gently bend both knees and bring the soles of the feet together as you take hold of the outside blades of the foot. As you next inhale, we're going to hover the feet up off the floor to find a moment of balance. Really feeling into our seat bones as we do so. Relax your shoulders and notice that breath still. As you next inhale, lengthen the right leg, keeping the left leg bent. It might not straighten, doesn't matter. And as you exhale, come back to center. Inhale, take the other way. Exhale back. If that felt good, do follow with me. Otherwise, continue on both sides. And if you can, inhale, straightening both legs as you lift your chest. Really feel the core kick in as you find that length through the body. And again, the legs may not go straight. Full breaths here. Notice the kind of teetering of the balance. And then as you exhale, slowly place the soles of the feet down, toes pointing out. Giving ourselves a little boost. Hands behind our back, inhale into a squat position. And as you exhale, sink into your hips. You may need to keep your hands on the floor, or you might find that you can bring them up and find prayer position. Feel the crown of the head lengthen, tailbone drop down, shoulders wrapping around behind you to feel for that space through the body and find your breath. Keeping that breath flowing deeply, you might want to set an intention for your practice today, or have a moment to really sink into the body and notice how the soles of the feet are connecting to the floor. Become aware of every part of you for a moment. Feel it come alive. One more full breath here. And then as you next exhale, place the hands down onto the floor. And as you inhale, let your buttocks rise up to land in this funky forward fold. Now, if you're not at the front of your mat here, just gently make a little adjustment to find yourself at the front of the mat. And if you are, make the adjustment where the soles of the feet land parallel with one another underneath your hips. As you inhale, just take a little look out in front of you. feeling yourself lift up, find that chest space. And as you exhale, fold forwards. You might straighten your legs, you may have to keep the knees bent. As you inhale, come back onto your fingertips, wrap those shoulders round behind you and gently lift the right heel up off the floor as you go. Feel yourself root into the sole of the left foot and gently raise that right foot up to find yourself in a moment of balance. Deep inhale here, pointing that right toe out behind you. As you exhale, bend into that left knee and you're going to land the ball of the right foot as far back on the mat as you can. And then turn the ankle, so you're turning that back foot to face the side of the mat. So we're in warrior two position. Place the left hand down the inside of the left foot, and as you inhale, lift the right arm up to the ceiling as you open through your chest. If you want a little more into those shoulders, take that right hand, wrap it around behind your back, so you feel yourself kind of snuggling that right arm into that left hip for a little bit more of a twist and opening of that right shoulder. As you breathe here, rooting into the outside blade of that right foot, as well as the sole of the left foot, noticing if you're carrying more weight in one direction than the other. And really feel that space being created through the chest and the hips. As you next inhale, slowly take the weight into the feet and draw your whole body up, full warrior two posture. So warrior two posture is front knee bent, our left knee bent, right leg straight. Weight into the soles of the feet evenly. So notice, do you carry more weight into one foot than the other? Spreading your hands, left fingers facing forwards, right fingers facing back. Really feel the expanse of the chest and the collarbones opening. See if you can dip down so that front knee is at a right angle. If that's too much, gently lift out, listening to your body. The breath comes deep into the belly and all the way down into the pelvis as you feel yourself spreading your energy throughout the whole of you. One more full breath here. And then as you inhale, straighten that front leg. Feel your hips kick backwards and up. So you're kind of like rocking up towards the ceiling behind you. And as you inhale, stretch out that left hand away from you. As you exhale, place that left hand onto your left ankle or shin and reach the right arm to point up towards the ceiling. You can then lower that left hand down to the mat if that's there for you, keeping that left leg straight for triangle or trikonasana. Breathe into that space of the chest. Notice if this kind of top arm wangs around a little bit and see if you can take the energy into the fingertips. And you can either gaze down at the floor, to the side, or all the way up to your thumbs. Breathe into your belly there. And if you want to take it a little further, reach that right arm across your right ear to feel the full extent through that right side. Feel the activation. If you want to take it even further, you can then draw that right arm round behind your head and touch your left shoulder blade to really feel that space being created. One more breath here as we feel that spiraling rotation. And then as you exhale, look down at the floor, turning that left foot so we come into a wide leg posture here. Notice if you've got your weight into your heels or the balls of your feet, and can you kind of rock forwards and back until you feel all four corners of the feet come together. As you exhale, walk those hands slowly between your feet until they're in line with one another and take a forward fold. Feel the crown of the head drawing between the hands, length of the back opening. And then as you inhale, gently straighten the arms and feel the body become parallel with the floor. Looking over towards that right foot, we're going to walk our hands round, leave our left foot where it is and turn that right foot to face the back of the mat. Bend that right knee, so we're in warrior two position with these legs, and place the right hand down to the floor. And as you inhale, lift that left arm up to the sky as we did so on the other side. Feel that energy as you open through. Feel weight into both feet. And then as you inhale, root into both feet as we find ourselves into warrior two on this side. Notice any differences. Notice how you keep that weight in the legs, where the hips open, what does the knee do, and spread those energy. Feel that space across your collarbones. Feel your breath deep into your belly, into your pelvic region. And then as you inhale, straightening that right leg, kick the hips back and reach forwards with that right hand. As you exhale, place that right hand onto your shin, your ankle, or to the floor as you reach that left arm up to the sky. Feel your breath and feel that left hip drawing back as you wrap that right hip underneath you. This might be where you stay, or you might take your left arm across your left ear to feel that full extent of side. Keep the breath deep and slow. And you might even wrap that left arm around behind you as you feel that left side and a slight spiraling and opening of the shoulders. Breathing deeply and slowly. As you next inhale, bend into that right leg. We're going to turn to face the back of the mat, lifting both hands, freeing both hands and placing them on our hips. As we do so, we're going to take a little bounce and feel the weight move into that back foot. So it changes and our hips are now pointing completely to the back of the mat. That back foot is more at an angle rather than right out to the side, bending into that front knee for warrior one. Feel that energy through the whole of the body. And as you inhale, take the hands above your head and feel the length through the spine. Feel the soles of the feet evenly rooted down, not taking too much weight into one more than the other. And then as you exhale, slowly fold the body forwards, keeping the weight there, placing the hands around the outside of that right foot. As you inhale, take a hover for a moment, lifting and balancing into that right leg. As you fold over that right leg. And then as you exhale, bend the knee and land it back into that warrior one position. Inhale, draw your whole body up, hands lifting towards the sky. Feel the hips pointing in line with the shoulders. And as you exhale, turning, keeping the hands high, turning on your heels, finding your wide leg pose. This time on your next exhale, draw your hands round behind your back, clasp your fingers together, push the palms of the hands together, puff the chest. And inhale deeply here. As you exhale, fold at the waist. Drawing your chest down, keeping the hands clasped together, start to point them towards the sky and then over the top of your head. Let your neck hang out here, really allowing those shoulders space to find some freedom. And notice your weight over the soles of your feet and see if you can find a nice evenness there. One more full breath here. And then slowly returning your hands to your back, bend your knees slightly, roll yourself all the way up to standing, protecting that lower back as you go. Turning your body, turning that left foot to face the front of the mat. Give yourself, pop your hands on your hips and give yourself a little bounce to feel that back heel just adjust slightly. So we're in warrior one for this side and bend into that front leg. Hips still facing forwards, shoulders now facing in that same direction. Inhale, let the hands lift up towards the sky, feel the energy rising up. And as you exhale, really imagine pushing your weight into that back heel as well as over the whole of the sole of that front foot. Feel that back leg energizing as well as that front leg. We can get obsessed with this front thigh and forget about taking that weight into that back leg too. And at the same time, feel the crown of the head grow tall as you find length through the spine. As you next exhale, fold it forward, taking that body down over that left leg. Place your hands around the front of that foot. And then lifting that back heel up off the floor to find yourself briefly in this lunge. On your next inhale, step that front foot through, landing in this kind of half forward fold. And as you exhale, folding down over those legs. As you inhale, bend the knees. And as you do so, bring the hands above your head as you feel that activation through your core as you come to a really low chair. A deep breath here. And as you exhale, slowly lower your hips down until they touch the floor. Wrap the hands around the backs of the thighs, releasing the feet off the floor, find a balance. Notice here with the lower back, it's really easy to collapse. Draw your chest forwards and feel length through the spine. If this is quite strong for you, this is where you stay. Otherwise, as you inhale, gently lift your legs. You might stop when they come parallel with the floor, or you might fully straighten. I'm going to stop here because my back's a little poorly, so I'm looking after it at the moment. So you do what's right for you. If that's really easy and you want a little more, let go and point those hands forwards to really bring your core into activation. Breathe into that space. And then as you exhale, place the soles of the feet back down when you're ready. And then slowly you can again keep those hands out in front of you, using your core to lower you, or you can support yourself by holding the backs of the thighs or placing the hands down. Gently lower the spine all the way to the floor. As the head touches the mat, take a deep sigh. Let your knees draw in towards your chest. Give yourself a little rock. Feeling that whole spine drop down to the floor. And it's here you can pop your little back bend in if you want. You can add a final twist one way and then the other. And then when you're ready, gently releasing those legs down onto the floor. The knees can stay bent or the legs can go straight. Plopping your hands on your tummy, closing your eyes, and allow yourself to breathe. As you feel all of the subtleties of the body start to sink down, the energy start to release. Draw your focus to your exhales. And see if you can try and lengthen those exhales so they become longer than the inhales. So you fully free up every last bit of air before you take the next inhale. And as you do so, feel another part of your body relax and soften into the mat. And you can stay here for as long as you feel you want to or need to. Minimum, I'd recommend 10 of these slow, long breaths. But you can be here for 20 minutes, another half an hour if that's what your body needs. When it's time for you to get up off the mat, take it slowly. And be kind to yourself. But it's here that I'm going to leave you today. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you next time on the mat. Namaste.